Yeah! We're back. Yeah. आपका इंतजार no इंतजार हो गई IPL की. Oh! Boom, 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 boom. Yes, we're back. We've been waiting for this moment for a long time. People, welcome back to Fan Doosra with me, Tommy Sandhu, and of course, these lovely people. Oh, I've missed you. Let me just give Paytm First Games a little tickle. Woo! Tickle the Paytm First Games logo. If you want to play along with fantasy cricket, play along with Paytm. Pick your 11. Get involved. Look at my smiling fans. Look, I can just see Dund everywhere. It's like, yes, IPL's back and we are ready for this. There is unfinished business to handle here, people. There are scores to settle. There is history to be written. There are records to be set. So welcome, everybody. If you've never been a part of the show before, my name is Tommy Sandhu. I'll be hosting this conversation with my super fans here, talking about today's game ahead of the match. Of course, it's the big guns. It's Chennai Super Kings versus the Mumbai Indians. Mumbai versus Chennai, okay? Eye for an eye. That's what we're going to go for today. Which eye will be on top? I am having a good time already. I don't know if you can tell. Let's kick things off. This is a great way to come back because obviously we know both teams are super successful. Loads of sporting rivalry. I'm sure you guys are full of all the stats and the history and do you remember it was a Thursday afternoon back in 2019? This is what happened. This is what these guys are like. They're like crazy, like encyclopedias. But I'm going to kick off with my Chennai boys there. They've got Prasanna. Prasanna, tell me about what's going on right now in the Chennai dressing room or in the squad. What are they talking about right now as they go ahead to play Mumbai today?
Well, it'll be I'll just tell my thing. I'll just tell like kind of how I feel. It's just 6:30 in the morning. Yesterday night, I haven't thought about this yet. I actually thought of sleeping in this jersey, but I thought otherwise. But yeah, it's just like the whole feeling that IPL is back, and the thing that 50% fans will be in the stadium. That will add a bonus effect as well. So the players should be up for it, and given that we already have a head start. 7 games, 10 points. First game against Mumbai Indians, no better team, no a better way to start off because you are going to play one of the best teams, and our bogey team as well. Because whatever form we are in, good form, bad form, terrible form, and whatever form they are in, Mumbai Indians, good form, bad form, terrible form, they always find a way to turn up against us. Like I can just give you like 3 or 4 instances. Like 2015. We win all our home games. Last home games, 13 needed of 12 balls. Hardik Pandya comes and smashes Pawan Negi for 4 sixes in an over. 2018, again, we're in superb form. We face them. If we beat them, I think they would effectively be out. And then they come again and beat us. Rohit Sharma scores a superb 50. 2019, we win all our home games. Guess who rocks up? They beat us in our last home game. They beat us in qualifier 1. And they beat us in the final as well. And even last year, like we have to win that game, and then they ball us out for 114. At one stage, it was like cricket score or football score, 3 for 4, and then we got it to 114, but they beat it, but they won with 10 wickets. Even this year, 5 wins in a row. We're going for 6. We scored 219. Guess who rocks up? I don't need to tell you who it is. So it's just that they somehow find a way to turn up against us, and I don't know if it's a mentality issue or something, but it's just that we need to just kick this off with a W.
Okay, yes, you do. One of them, a nice W. But what's interesting is, nobody else was focusing on how they could be your bogey team, but you've got mental scars, Prasanna, of all those events. Look at how you recreated those or brought those back up just now. It was like they're fresh wounds. This is going to be is it scary for you, Ronak? Are you just as nervous as Prasanna is? He's thinking, hold a minute, we know what these guys are capable of doing.
See, I don't call Chennai Super Kings. I call it a champion Super Kings. So I'm not afraid of what they bring on the plate. We are already up for the challenge, and today this will shine. This will shine.
Yeah.
And I've got MSD on back, and when he hits, my mar raha hai.
Yeah, look at that. He's feeling it all throughout. Let's talk about your players in a bit more detail then, Ronak. Let's talk, because you talk about Dhoni, right? But before we get on to him, Faf. Tell me about Faf. Is he? By the way, what's the latest? Is he fit? Is he well? Is he playing? Is he not? I don't know.
Yeah,
He's
he's
faffing
eligible
around.
for selection. Yeah.
He's available for selection, but no idea if he will be played or not.
So does that worry you? Because you think, okay, so if he's available for selection, he's kind of probably sort of just about good enough to play. Not good enough, like fit enough to play.
But he did a quite good training sessions, and news is coming out that he was hitting the balls really well. So I'm not afraid of him playing, because I think he will make into the 11, and we are sorted with our top order. And the winning combination of Faf and Rituraj will do wonders again for us.
Yeah. What about Robin though? I'm saying if there is any issues with Faf, is Robin a good option, a good backup, Prasanna?
Yeah, Robin will be a good backup, but I do feel that Raidu will go up the order a bit and to open Ruturaj Gaikwad. That's what I feel will happen in case if Faf is not available. But if Faf is fully fit, then I fully expect him to walk into this 11 opening with Ruturaj Gaikwad. It should be a no-brainer, basically.
Okay. Is just on that note, is Raidu worthy of being an opener? Would you put him in that spot, Prasanna?
Yeah, I would, because he has done it before. It's not that it would be the first time ever that he's opening. That's that the situation demands that he needs to open, but he is one batsman that whatever place you put him in, he can do a job for you. Whether you put him at opening, whether you want him to play a number 3 anchor role, whether you want him to guide the innings and finish it towards the end, he can do all of that. So I do trust Raidu Garu.
Okay, let's just have a look at your playing 11. This is a Chennai, what we expect to be their playing 11 team. This is how the squad. I mean, that's a good squad there. Oh, Hazelwood, of course, Hazelwood's back. So there's choices, in the squad. Bravo, as we know, is fit as well. Not there. Where is he? I feel like no. Oh, is he not there? Bravo's not in this 11. Okay, but again, he gives you a little bit of backup as well if he was in there. Okay, you still haven't got Sam Curran. We know that. Sam Curran not currently there. But when you look at that squad there, Ronak, tell me anything that stands out, anything that you think people need to know about with your squad?
Our squad is pretty balanced. If we are even missing Faf, there is no doubt the quality that Robin Uthappa brings in, because he has done it as an opener for Kolkata and they have been the champion side. So we are expecting the same sort of runs from him, like 40-50 quick runs in the power play, and then we can march on from there. So nothing to worry about that in that aspect if Faf does not makes it, but I'm sure he will make it and will win this game for sure. So nothing much stands out, but we'll be missing Sam Curran, and especially when Dwayne Bravo, he's not bowling. Currently, he's not in the bowling fitness, so that is a concern. Otherwise, we are sorted with our playing 11.
Okay, pretty sorted there as well. Let's just read some of the comments that are coming in. Akshat says, "Win the toss, bat first or bowl. What would you do then, Prasanna?"
I think these are the kind of games that are decided, like the chasing side probably wins, and like you are coming back after probably a long delay or something like that, and you might have some rustiness while batting first. And I feel like, especially CSK Mumbai themselves, I think I feel these kind of games are won by the chasing team. So I would probably want to bowl first, and given it's Dubai and it kind of can get slower, I would probably look to restrict them to say 150 or 160. I think that would be a decent score, and then look to chase down that. That's what I feel, kind of.
Sanchit is saying something directly to you, Prasanna. Sanchit is saying, "Hey, do you fancy a blue team?"
How are you, boys?
Yeah, hey, boy. He said, "Do you fancy a blue team winning tonight?" You don't have to answer that. I think it's a rhetorical question.
Chelsea are playing Spurs as well, so I think he means that.
Oh, okay. Oh, we're changing sport completely. Hi to Shijo, I hope I'm saying Shijo, who says hi. Hi to you. Hi to Gossip as well, who says Ronak Bay. And actually, there's a question for Ronak. It was saying, who's your overseas players, Ronak? Who have you got in your squad?
So it is pretty clear. If Faf is available, Faf will be there. Moin Ali, then maybe Lungi Angidi and Josh Hazelwood.
Right. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's That's a strong 4. Okay, so we are now going to look at the Mumbai guys, and we'll just see what you're up against. Mumbai looking to make it another win in a row. Look at there's almost, can you feel that? There's a quiet confidence. It's like there's royalty in the room, you know, when they don't turn too quickly. Their heads are moving, so they're not going to rush and get up to say hello to anybody. People will come over and say hello to them. Do you know what I mean? You feel this sense of power. Do you feel that confident, DD, going into today?
Definitely. I mean, I would not say that we are very confident. Of course, we are confident enough that, of course, when people are mentioning that, a lot of trades in and trade outs were happening, a lot of players were being replaced, players were pulling out of the IPL. But you see, with the Mumbai Indians, not a single player is injured from the previous 11 or the previous whole squad on a whole. Not a previous player is COVID positive. Nobody has pulled out, and every player has made it to the UAE. And so that is like one of the best things which has happened for Mumbai Indians, that the whole squad is balanced. I think Mumbai Indians is more balanced than the word balance also. Balance,
oh wow!
Yeah, that's how balanced this whole squad is. And if you see the kind of players which we have, out of the six from the Mumbai Indians playing 11, six Indians are going to play the World Cup. One player is the West Indies World Cup captain. We have Trent Boult. We have Quinton de Kock, who is the West Indies star opener, and I think
South Africa.
South Africa. Yeah, South Africa. And again, another player, Krunal Pandya. Of course, he's not in the squad, but he was a contention for the World Cup squad. So you see, the whole team every player is a match winner. So really high expectations, because everyone knows that MI was a slow starter and how it happened in the previous. We just won, I think. We won nothing in Chennai, and then when it came to Delhi, we won all games there. And this when we started to win, the IPL was called off, and the same match, I think MI CSK match was the last game of MI and both CSK. So I think that form which we had gotten into in the previous first half, I think we need to carry on that exact same form going into the tournament, because considering MI is a slow starter, we would not want to start slow in the second half as well. We have to just start from where we left. And again, we have that big man, Pollard. He just when he sees CSK, it's like everyone get aside. It's my day today. So that happens to Pollard when he comes on to bat against CSK. So very high expectations, and let's hope for the best. And MI CSK games are meant to be a jack of a game. So let's see what happens.
Let's pull the cracker. Let's hear the pataka. Let's get it going. Naresh, you're currently fourth in the table. Like Didi said, again, the classic Mumbai Indians slow start, but we can't afford that now. You can't afford that now. It's got to be game time, action time. And actually, you mentioned people like Pollard. Where do you stand on him being able to just turn a game round single-handedly?
Yeah, and he's the senior most in the squad now. If you see, it's been 10 years. But before that, I'll just take the liberty to correct Prasanna that you're not playing one of the best, you're playing the best.
So, I know that, but it's like I know.
So on Pollard, is little bit of a setback that he lost the semi-final of the CPL compared to last year. He came in lifting the trophy, and coincidentally, we are starting on September 19th. Last year in UAE, the tournament started on September 19th between CSK MI. That was the only recent win CSK got against MI. After that, Sharjah was a single, or rather a one-sided game towards Mumbai. And the last one in Delhi was also what we saw, Kieron Pollard. So in Dubai, they're playing for the first time, both of them competing each other in Dubai. A bigger ground compared to Delhi. I don't see 36s and 400 plus runs coming. But the importance of Pollard there as a finisher, and what's going to be critical, what Didi is saying, that 6 of our players, part of the Indian squad, is going to be Hardik Pandya. Hardik Pandya and Pollard together can just take the game away from any opponent. So that is going to be the key, and the influence Pollard can have now on Hardik Pandya, especially knowing that Hardik has a role to play with the bat and the ball. So that's going to be his main focus, Pollard, on how, yes, Rohit Sharma is going to lead the side. He's back after 3.5 months playing Test cricket. But Pollard, who's, he led the side against South Africa. He missed out against Australia because of injury, came back in CPL and performed well. I think he's raring to go compared to, along with the others. It's going to be very important on how these guys who are going to play the World Cup a month from now, They focus on their individual performance and obviously as a team.
No, you're right. You're right. You're right. It's all building up to it. And again, we're learning from the test. We're learning from, Rohit and what he went through at the test and captaincy changes and all those things that have affected players and the stuff in the Caribbean as well. There are so many factors to consider. There are so many issues in COVID and all that are all weighing over the players, which make this second half as well of a season even more complex and gives it more angles. It's like a diamond. You catch it a different pow, you get different bits of light coming off it. But all very exciting. How badly do you want this right now, Didi? How bad? Because again, Mumbai, you've heard Naresh say it, the squad's solid. There's no need to, Mumbai never changed their squad. They've got their solid 11. You must have, victory in your sight.
Of course, we badly want to win, and we want the winning start, because that will set the momentum going into the tournament. And again, if you want to talk about Mumbai Indians, I think there's nothing much left to talk about because we are so balanced. But just one thing which is that we don't want to hear this out on the next show when we CSK fans. Oh, you were saying, you were well balanced, right? What happened? What went wrong if we turn out to lose the game? But again, the 4 overseas players, I think those names would be crucial. I think 3 names are fixed, which 3 overseas players would play. I think we would definitely play Pollard, would definitely play Quinton de Kock and Trent Boult. I think the third, if we want an extra spinner, we could go with Jayant Yadav or Anukul Roy as well. Or if we want to go with a fast batting all-rounder, a bowling all-rounder, maybe Jimmy Neesham can come in. So we have an option for going with 3 overseas players or maybe just 4 overseas players. So I think that will be a very crucial thing to see how MI goes and also how MI manages Ishan Kishan. Because when MI had, when the tournament was called off in the previous leg, Ishan was not a part of the Mumbai Indians playing 11 because he was not performing. And after that, I don't know, he has played a lot of cricket or not, and what is his touch in terms of batting perspective. And since he's in the World Cup squad, not sure if he'll be making to the Indian playing 11 directly, but still it will be very great. Challenging to see how MI manages to get him back to the playing 11.
Yeah. And sorry, you touched on Yadav there. Just how important is a spinner like Yadav? You got this is a different track, the U factor, all the different factors, all the things that we know about the UAE and what that brings. Who wants to do that one?
I'll just add one point and then the rest can take it forward. If you see in 2020 when the IPL was played in the UAE, Jayant Yadav was handled very well by the Mumbai Indians. He didn't play every game. He was playing selective games on the pitches that the ball was turning. And also in the final, if you see, he took, I think, 2 or 3 wickets, including the Shikhar Dhawan's wicket. I mean, he is off spinner. He's brilliant against the left-handers. So again, the pitch will suit him. I won't be surprised if he gets more chances going in a tournament, given the pitch is also suitable and we have this 7 games to go. So managing Jayant Yadav on and off also would be a good thing to see. And MI is actually blessed to have a bowler like Jayant Yadav because he was not fancied by a lot of teams. And MI had roped him in 2019. He performed. He had played the final. Okay, no one had expected that Jayant Yadav would play the final, knowing that he's not that big kind of a player and all those things. But he made and he performed also. And he can be handy with the bat as well. He can score some 15-20 runs when needed. So I think he will be a very crucial player for the Mumbai Indians going deep into the tournament.
Okay, Naresh, let me ask you to pick up on that as well. Obviously, Yadav off spinner. Didi said it's suitable, for left-handed batsmen. So sort of put him up against them. And CSK, who's left-handed in CSK?
You have Moeen Ali and Suresh Raina.
Right.
This
is good then, right?
But Tommy, when he came into the side was in the later half of the tournament, and he played the playoff and the finals because Dubai will start turning later. This is the first day, a fresh pitch. He may not be in the game plan today, but if he is, then you are looking at either not playing Rahul Chahar or Krunal Pandya. You won't go in with 3 spinners probably. But Chahar has to play. He's your leading wicket taker so far in the season. He's part of the World Cup squad. Rohit would want to play all of them to see how they perform. But yeah, Jayant may come into the mix later.
Okay, Naresh, you talk me through your playing 11. This is what we think is going to be the Mumbai Indians is playing 11 coming out today. Naresh, what do you see there?
The 4th overseas, which Didi was talking about, could be the only one for debate, whether it will be Jimmy Neesham or whether they'll go with Milne or Cotton Isle. Nisham just got one game, the last one in Delhi. It was Nisham and Dhaval Kulkarni who played instead of, I think it was Cotton Isle and Ishan Kishan. But we'll have to see whether that changes now, or will Nisham get another game. Otherwise, the side is, the three as the three overseas, they definitely walk into the side. And Bumrah obviously is coming with great form of what he did in England, so he needs that head start with the white ball now.
Okay. Kostab's making some good points. He said it's going to shatter my heart seeing this team being ripped apart in auction. Best squad MI has ever had. Look, there's these guys down here. Chennai talking about already losing the game potentially. I'm not losing the game, but previous losses to Mumbai. You got Kostab talking about how Mumbai is going to be taken apart very soon. But he's also asking a question about who you got in your squad. DD, do you want to pick this up about Milne versus Jansen versus the others?
Yeah, so since Naresh also mentioned, and even we were discussing before, that the three players are fixed, they are not going anywhere. Pollard, Quinton de Kock, and Trent Bolt. And the better thing is that if we want to go with four overseas players, we have a lot of options. We have to see what are we prioritizing on. We need a fast bowler, we can get in Adam Milne. If we need an all-rounder, we can think if we can have a Jimmy Neesham or Nathan Coulter. And if we need another bowler, Marco Jansen can also come in. We all saw that how crucial he was with the ball in the initial games which he played in the first leg. He had to defend, I think, 7 or 6 runs against RCB, and he took it to the last ball. So he is also a good pick. And also, I think Jimmy Neesham, he played the game against CSK and he got out on the first ball. He had to give the strike to Pollard for that ball. So he was being considered ahead of Nathan Coulter. So maybe he might just make the cut, knowing that he had also played the New Zealand series and he was quite in a decent touch as well. So there will be a toss-up between Coulter and Jimmy Neesham if we want to go with an extra batting option, with an option who can bowl 2-3 overs here and there. So that is also a good option. If we need an extra fast bowling option, bowler, I think Jansen and Milne, there will be a toss-up between Jansen and Milne. So I think the squad is balanced and we have a lot of options. So I think the team think tank would have done a lot of thought behind knowing the pitch, what would happen, and we have a lot of things on our platter anyway. So I think it will be very interesting to see who MI goes with the fourth overseas player.
Yeah. And just Sanchit is also saying Milner's on great form. Adam Milner finished the 100 when he played in the 100 as not just its leading wicket taker, but also as the only bowler to concede less than a run a ball throughout the whole tournament. I mean, incredible form. A great squads all round. I think everyone's excited, whether you're a Mumbai fan or a CSK fan. You're excited about today and what it's going to bring. Obviously, we're here with Paytm First Games, your chance to play along with fantasy cricket. So this is our Bharat Army fantasy team. This is our combined 11. This is who we would put forward in our squad. Prasanna, do you like this squad? I know it's hard for you to talk about Mumbai players being good, but just imagine that this is your squad. What do you think?
Well, how is Bumrah not in the team?
Good point. This is selected by my superiors, by my Bharat Army big brothers. No MS either. No MS and no Bumrah. Is that a major problem? That major no? Would you say, Ronak?
Yes, absolutely. Seeing Bumrah is not there, so that certainly gives us the vibe that we will win today. Even we are expecting that.
Okay, so I have a team full of Bharat Army like algorithm cricket heads, all in a room, all in a secret laboratory underground, in a Paytm secret laboratory where they put that team together. Do I need to sack someone? Is that what you're saying? I need to sack someone who left out Bumrah and okay, that's ridiculous then. Anything you want to add to your fantasy teams, Naresh and Drupad?
I think, of course, MS Dhoni and Bumrah's bold missing was as a question. But the thing is that MICSK, they have such great players. I think it's bound to happen. You leave out a big name or something like that and all those things. But again, I would also before ending the whole topic, I would like to know everyone's X factor for the game going into the crucial match.
Okay, what part of X Factor? You mean which
one player would be a player who could turn things around, like how Pollard was an X Factor in the previous game?
Yeah. Okay, let's start with you then, Didi. You don't get to just ask the questions. Let's go, okay? But let's go top down, and we'll go. Okay, who's your superstar player? Who's your one guy?
Yeah, as much as I want to take Pollard's name, I would not take, because Pollard is a fixed X factor for all MI CSK games. Whenever he sees CSK, he comes out to perform. But except that, I'm really banking on Rohit Sharma as an X factor, because of course he was in a very he's in a purple patch, purple form of his life. He has been playing well the Test series, and it will be good for him to transition from Test series to T20s. So really, I'm looking forward to his game, how he approaches the game, being the captain again after a very long time. And also, since Omkar has mentioned Ishan Kishan as well, so I think these three players, Kishan, Rohit and Pollard, and also Sky, and also Bumrah, and also Hardik, and also Quinton de Kock, all these players are...
Might as well let your playing 11.
Okay.
Every player for MI could come and be an X factor. Rahul Chahar, Sachin is mentioning, never know.
Yeah, you have 20 players.
All right. Okay. So I was going to say it's a triple X factor, but it's not. It's a 11 times X factor. Naresh, anyone you want to pick out as a superstar that's going to perform today?
I'll stick to Sky. I have been sticking to Sky since past 2 years. His performance in the last IPL in UAE, especially the later stage in Dubai, got him into the reckoning for the Indian squad. So I think I'll go back to Sky that he needs to score runs. He's got a couple of good 50s here in Dubai. So yeah, he could make a difference today. Whether he plays number 3 or number 4, I think he got those starts in Sri Lanka, but you feel a little frustrated. He gets a 50 and gets out. That he needs to correct and go all the way to play right till the end of the 20th over.
Okay, Ronak, your superstar X Factor player, please.
Before that, I would like to ask Naresh sir, what is the term for beating the best? If you can help me with that, because I accept MI is the best.
Yeah, no, you just resign to that fact. That's it. Yeah.
That's it.
And just feel good. And just to make everyone feel good, that the squad that you showed, the combined squad, Dhoni was not there. He's already into the mentor role, so no issue about that.
Okay, he doesn't need to be there. He's got no presence in it. Have you got a player, a standout player from today?
Yes, Moeen Ali is my player because he gives both the dimensions. Just
You're
because
right.
of the factor.
You're right. Definitely comes. He's got that ability. Prasanna, who are you going to pick?
I feel it might be Ambati Raidu because it's basically the way I like to add a point here, because the way Mumbai Indians have played, one of their key factors is taking on Jasprit Bumrah. Whenever Bumrah has gone for runs, Mumbai has Mumbai's like lost some part of that, because he controls the runs at the start as well as controls the runs at the end with his Yorkers and death bowling and everything. So whenever he gets taken for runs, it will be it's like winning half the battle when you score some great runs against Bumrah. So it's like when he goes for like 40 or 45 runs in 4 overs, that's kind of like half the battle won there, and it's more like so I feel Ambati Raidu will be my X factor for today.
Okay, Raidu. Okay, is your X factor. Let's have a look at what our top picks are. This is, again, if you're playing along with Paytm and you've got to pick your top picks, we're saying for Chennai, Moeen Ali and the Lord as a what is it that Ronak? What do you say? We don't pick the Lord picks us. Is that how it works?
Yeah, definitely the Lord. he instituted Ashwin. So he's definitely the Lord.
Okay, there you go. So we picked him for our top picks. And also, sorry, just to quickly look again one more time at the Mumbai top picks as well. Obviously, Yadav and Sharma there. But you've got 11 top picks to pick from. Yes, I know, Didi. Okay, my favorite part of the show.
I'm very happy.
Tommy, I just...
I'm very happy that MI's both top picks were who I and Naresh picked. I picked Rohit and he picked Suryakumar Yadav. So we are bang on that as well.
Yes, you are. Look at that. Go on, Naresh. Is that what you're going to say?
Yeah. So we spoke about Mumbai having 6 players who are part of the Indian squad. But, Shardul Thakur and Deepak Chahar are in the reserves. And how Chennai utilizes them and how much, the intensity they show to, prove that wrong and make it to the final squad of Indian 11. That is going to be the key. So, yeah, that could be a threat factor on how they play this second half of the season. So, I think Deepak Chahar and Shardul Thakur need to be looked out for.
Okay, we'll have a little look out. Okay, well, it's all been very nice. There's been a little bit of stat talk and past talk and this kind of talk, but now it's official. We can officially start fighting talk again. Okay, it's very IPL, right? You got 30 seconds just to hammer the other side, or you can just big up your own side. You can take your own strategy with fighting talk. It doesn't have to be a dissing thing. It could just be a big up thing. So however you want to do it, I need one person to step forward from each side. Okay, DD, it's going to be you from Mumbai, and who's it going to be?
Both of us will do it. Like I don't have much to say, but we just have few things. Both of us.
I'll be the finisher.
I'll be the opener, and he'll be the finisher.
Oh, okay. So they're playing like a left and right hand man combination. Okay, batsman. Prasanna and Ronak, do you want to do the same, or can one of you take these two on?
Ronak bhai, go for it.
Yeah, sure, I'll do it.
Ronak's like, hey, listen. It's two Mumbais. Maybe this is the equation. You know, if it's a maths equation, 2 Mumbai fans equal 1 CSK fan. That's basically what it is. He is twice the man you are. Okay, so let's start with the 2 then. Okay, let's start with the 2. Let's see what you two have got. Naresh and Didi, your 30 seconds to strike fear and intimidation into your opponent starts now.
Well, since you have asked us to do a trash talk, I would really not do a trash talk on CSK because it's very harsh on them. So I would, for the fact of matter, I would just like to say that, come on, yaar, if I don't really want to do a trash talk on CSK because every time MI plays CSK, MI makes CSK feel like they are trash. So I don't think they need any trash talk from my end.
Naresh!
So, last time I did this, the last game, and I ended with that we all love Dhoni, who we call Thala. Lekin Mumbai ne maar dala. So the first knockout is done. Be ready for the second knockdown.
Done! Okay, Kalas, finish. Over. Yeah. I'm just going to repeat some of these comments. Thank you, Omkar, by the way. Vanatha. Oh, it's fighting talk within their teams going on as well. CSK can't handle the trash talk at this age. Let's see if they can. Ronak, it's over to you. Kalas. Your 30 seconds starts now.
हार के जीतने वाले को, you can complete the sentence. So we are here back with our strategy that, and you might have seen the scorecard as well as that Mai was doing last night, 95 of 27 balls. So if anything is to go by that, you are in for a treat. And we won't trash back to Mumbai like you said that you won't do us the same. We are just returning the favors. We won't do that. This is the first game of the tournament, probably. So you know what is the record of Mumbai Indians. We don't need to say much about that.
Yeah, he's done. He's done. The records say it all, the stats say it all, the table says it all, but later on today, we will get to say it all. Didi, final point, please.
Yeah, just since what Ronak started with, he said हार के जीतने वाले को finish the line बाजीगर कहते, but I also like to make him aware of the fact that nobody cares and nobody remembers the team who comes second. So बाजीगर हो तो रहो, champions तो हम ही हैं.
Yeah, we
have a C in our name.
Yeah, Who was the second man on the moon? Don't know. Nobody knows.
But everyone remembers Neil Armstrong. So Emma is Neil Armstrong for that.
Okay. Guys, listen, it's all. I want to make it very clear.
Getting more worried.
No need to get worried. I want to make it very clear just to everybody watching.
हार के जीतने वाले को बाजीगर कहते हैं, पर जो जीता वही सिकंदर.
Oh, look at that! Boom!
Let's see who turns out to be the Sikandar today. Both teams are great anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you to everybody. Loads of comments from Anand, from Varnatha, from Sanchit, from Omkar. I'm seeing all the people coming in at the side. Thank you. I appreciate it. And just to point out, I know these guys love each other, and I know these guys are just grateful that IPL's back. I hope genuinely that we have a very safe second half of the tournament. Everyone stays well. The people in the crowd stay well. This is all building up to the T20 as well for all of us. So we want this to go well. For cricket fans, if this goes well, we're all good. Nearly through to Christmas, we're through. So we've got lots of cricket to look forward to. But it all starts today. On behalf of the Bharat Army, thank you for watching. Thank you to Paytm First Games. Please do download the app and play along yourself. If you enjoy all this banter and you enjoy selecting sides, it's exactly what you can do with our good friends at Paytm. Let the first game of the second half of the previous season begin. I think that kind of sums it up. Guys, enjoy the game, and I will catch you tomorrow as we look forward to the next game of the day. Take care, guys. Roll on IPL. Woo!